Our friend Ned Rifkin, who was to present the medalist with his award today, had an unavoidable medical emergency a few days ago. We wish him well. He could not join us today, but I am honored to read the remarks that he had prepared. It is extremely difficult to know how to define and even evaluate the work that an artist creates and offers forth into the world. Because human perception is a largely subjective phenomenon, we must rely on our own personal sense of values to assess how works of art function and operate. There are many well-known quotations about art that may help us better understand how art manifests in the larger world. The one I find most salient and meaningful is from the great Swiss artist who taught at the Bauhaus, Paul Klee. He wrote in what is most often referred to as his creative credo, "Art does not represent what is visible. Art makes visible." Making visible is the closest way of appreciating the role of the creative artist. All kinds of phenomena are already visible, but how to make the visible salient? How to create something that engenders emotional empathy with intelligent insight is, for me, the key to considering the impact of a work of art. I've been extremely fortunate to work with numerous talented and accomplished artists over my multi-decade career as a curator and art museum director. Each artist is unique. Most artists look at the world and elect to turn inward somehow in order to achieve what we most often call self-expression. This typically involves inventing a personal visual language to embody their emotional and spiritual selves. However, there is another kind of artist. These others look out at the world, take in what they see, only to extrude their thoughts and feelings through a personal filter, creating what I like to call a representation of reality rather than a representation or faithful depiction of their own vision. Historically, the artist who first impressed me in this particular way was the Spanish master Francisco de Goya. He had been an accomplished royal court painter in his early years, but as the atrocities of the Napoleonic Wars became a reality he endured, his work became emphatically social and political in nature. The horrors he witnessed became his waking nightmares. He published a series of aquatints between 1810 and 1820 entitled The Disasters of War. They have indelibly etched themselves into our collective consciousness. Today, there is the rare artist who manages to move around the globe, visiting the sites of our own disasters of war in order to report to us through his unique poetic sensibility the ongoing inhumanity we human creatures impose on less fortunate others. Alfredo Jaar has combined a journalistic impulse with his astonishing abilities to distill and represent to us the poignancies of man's inhumanity to man. His remarkable touch enables him to make visible, as Klee had defined, for us, an art that awakens in us our powerful empathy and compassions for the victims of our flawed human nature. I salute Alfredo Jaar, a friend, a brave leading artist who enables those of us who understand and value that seeing is believing for his singular achievements within this sphere of the visual arts and culture. Alfredo, you have opened our eyes to what you have witnessed and seen and made us all more alive in our conscientious pursuit of humanity, even as it is willfully diminished by the dark forces amongst us. Your friend, Ned Rifkin. Thank you. And now I invite Madam Chairman Nell Painter to honor Alfredo Jaar with the Edward MacDowell Award.
I am so delighted to hand you this, but I'm going to show it around to the audience before I show it. Do you want to? Do you want to hold on to it, or how do you think?
After an introduction like this, I'd rather go home. I don't want to speak. First, I would like to thank all of you for sharing this special moment with me. I'm deeply honored by your presence. I want to express my gratitude to Ned Rifkin for his incredibly too generous introduction, and to Chiwoniso for reading his speech to us. Dear Ned, I wish you a swift and complete recovery. I would also like to thank Chiwoniso, Brett, Anya, Jericho, and the entire team at MacDowell for your hospitality and impeccable organization of this event. MacDowell is an extraordinary support structure, a refuge for artists of all disciplines, and an exceptional community of thinkers. Its existence blesses us so greatly. MacDowell is a space of hope. I must express my deep gratitude as well to the members of the jury who selected me as a recipient of the 2025 MacDowell Medal. I was honestly astonished at their choice. I thought it was a mistake. I have not stopped asking the universe what I have done to deserve this incredible honor. Koyo Kuo was a member of this jury and left us last month. She was the most brilliant curator of her generation, a visionary and an exceptional human being. I dedicate this medal to her. Lastly, I would like to thank my wife, Evelyn, and my son, Nicolas, for their unwavering support and love. I would certainly not be here if it were not for both of you. When I looked at the list of previous medal recipients, I was humbled to see many of my personal heroes. It is their outstanding work and dedication that have brought me here today. The resilience I learned from MacDowell medalist Toni Morrison, for example, has been a guiding force for me. As she so powerfully stated, don't let anybody convince you this is the way the world is, and therefore must be. It must be the way it ought to be. In these challenging times, her words resonate more than ever, echoing the sentiments of MacDowell Fellows James Baldwin and Audre Lorde. Please allow me to repeat her words once more. Don't let anybody convince you this is the way the world is, and therefore must be. It must be the way it ought to be. I never studied art. I'm an architect. I define myself as an architect who makes art. And for an architect, context is everything. As an artist, I respond to context. But in order to respond to any given context, I must understand it. To do this, I engage in a great amount of research. I will not respond to any given context before I fully understand it. For that, I've embraced a guiding principle, which is, I will not act in the world before understanding the world. I will not act in the world before understanding the world. And what is the context today? This country is going through an unprecedented attack on everything we hold dear: democracy, human rights, free speech, and the rule of law. Censorship is emerging everywhere. Universities and museums are under attack. If that was not enough, we are sponsoring a genocide and we are supporting an apartheid system. And the last week, we illegally bombed another country. In these times, resistance is essential. In a world where politics have failed us miserably, it is in the realm of art and culture that we will find the answers. Resistance is crucial. But then, what is art? There are an infinite number of definitions of art. My favorite is from Nigerian writer Chinua Achebe, someone I admired deeply. He wrote, "Art is our attempt to change the order of reality that has been given to us." Imagine, to change the order of reality that has been given to us. How do we accomplish this? I have no idea. And it is a question that drives me. It is a search for an answer to that question that fueled my artistic process. That is why I'm an artist, in search of that answer. How do we do this? And this unprecedented moment calls for new strategies. And we haven't found them yet, but we will. Because we have no choice. To close, I want to express my deep admiration and gratitude to the uncompromising resistance of hundreds of thousands of university and school students who have renewed my faith in humanity and given me the strength to persevere. Their extraordinary courage and determination have inspired hope within me over the past 2 years. They have faced threats of imprisonment, yet continued to speak out. They were warned that their degrees could be revoked and faced the risk of expulsion from this country. They sacrificed the support of their universities and schools for their beliefs. Despite these threats, they remain steadfast in their commitment to free speech and human rights, demonstrating to the world that they would not be silenced. Their courage in the face of adversity is a beacon of hope for us all. Don't let anybody convince you this is the way the world is, and therefore must be. It must be the way it ought to be. To these students, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on the right side of history. And now, you students, I implore you, please teach us to outgrow our madness. I am truly honored to join the remarkable group of artists recognized by the Edward MacDowell Medal. Thank you again for this incredible honor. Thank you.
That's it. Yeah.